Do, 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 do. Here's a story about a trivia night where I waited for people to show up. Boom, boom, boom. I was sitting all alone until someone said something. Hmm, I was all alone. Do, 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 Bum, 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 bum. Good evening, Rachel. Hello, Will. How's your day been? It has been fabulous. Rachel, I hope you had a great day as well. The song, by the way, thank love. Yeah, I was just watching the Brady Bunch. And it just came to me. Love my 70s runs. Hello, Kevin Brand from South Carolina. Good evening, Kevin. Welcome to tonight's Dumb Criminal Trivia. We're going to play Dumb Criminal Trivia. Only 15 questions on tonight's trivia, but I thought it'd be something we could do that would be a little bit different and interesting, and I hope you all enjoy it. Submit choose. Wow, the notification actually worked. Stop the presses. I don't know. Did I get one? Let's see if I got one. Wait a minute. I got a notification from YouTube. What does it say? I'm live. I'm surprised when it works too. But good evening, Submit Shoes. I hope you had a wonderful week. Purple, good evening, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you had a wonderful week as well. Kevin Brand got one. Maybe they fixed the system. I'm not going to hold my breath on it, but maybe they did. Really love the trivia nights. Thank you for doing this. Well, thank you for being here, Rachel. I appreciate it. I've actually had this entire trivia list done for a while. It's just been sitting on Google Slides, just waiting for a reason to use it. But I hope that everyone enjoys it. Teddy Rose, good evening, Will, and everyone. Good evening, Teddy, and welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful week. Getty Nona, good evening, Will, and all. Good evening to you, Nona, and welcome. I hope you had a wonderful week. It's Friday night. Begin the weekend. Let's all kick back, have a glass of tea, coffee, wherever you are in time zone. I guess different beverages are appropriate right now, and others are not so much. But then again, we're all adults here, so do as you shall please. It's been a wonderful and interesting week. Most of the week, I had absolutely no internet at all week long. So I would film a video from here, and then I'd have to get in my truck and drive into town to the nearest Wi-Fi hotspot, upload the video, and then use YouTube's. I mean, the best way to say it is they have a really basic editing software it's available, but it's kind of like the same editing software that you'd find in Movie Maker or something that's free with a computer or phone. Love the Sun 100. Sorry I haven't been around for a while. Life gets in the way. It's quite all right. Love the Sun. I hope you are having a wonderful week, and thank you for being here, Mr. Frosty. Just a random report, but the two ads that just played for me as I turned in were Panera Bread and the Eagles Cowboys game on NBC. That is a random thing. But welcome, Mr. Frosty. Hope you had a wonderful week as well. All right. So we're playing Dumb Criminal Trivia tonight. They are all multiple choice, 15 questions. So just pick what, either answer A, B, C, or D, whichever you think is the correct answer to each question. Inner Peace in the house. Hello. Welcome, Inner Peas. I hope you had a wonderful week. All right, 15 dumb criminal trivia questions. Get my mouse over to the right screen. Here we go. The first question. Too hot for TV and way too hot for YouTube. Kiera Welch, while driving with her now ex-boyfriend, decided to seek a little revenge upon a lady she didn't like. What did Kiera Welch do? A drive-by shooting while naked. B, went a number 2 on the lady's car. You can all guess what going number 2 or number 2 is. C, slept with the other lady's boyfriend who was underage. Or D, put 2 caps in her ass, meaning she shot her twice with a gun. What did Kiera Welch do with her now ex-boyfriend? Upon further review, D, says Mr. Frosty. Put 2 caps in her ass. Some things I try to, I have, like for number 2, I couldn't say she took a dookie on, or YouTube is listening to everything that I say. And everything, on a scale of 1 to 10, you get so many, deductions for saying things or putting words on the screen because it reads everything and it hears everything. If I want to keep my channel in good standing with YouTube and not be on their bad side, I have to play their game. What did Kiera Welch do, though? Because either way, none of those are a good thing to have done. What did she do? Mel Stiller. Hello, humans and assorted beans. Good evening, Mel Stiller. How have you been? I hope you have been doing well, Mel. Welcome to tonight's Dumb Criminal Trivia. 15 multiple choice questions about the dumb things that some criminals have done. And obviously, they had to have been caught in order to be on the list. There is some kind of record out there somewhere, criminal record for what they did. So what did Kiera Welch do to a woman she didn't like? Do a drive-by while naked? Take a number 2 on the lady's car? Slept with the lady's boyfriend who was underage? Or put 2 caps in her ass, meaning shot her with a gun twice? What did Kiera Welch do? The correct answer for number 1 is A as in apple. She did a drive-by shooting of the lady's home while completely buck naked. She wasn't wearing anything. When the police apprehended her and her now ex-boyfriend shortly thereafter, they asked her, "Why are you naked?" She said, "It was hot outside and I needed to cool off." They said, "Where are your clothes?" She said, "They're in the trunk of the car." She did a drive-by while buck naked. And all because she just didn't like this lady. It wasn't like the lady was messing around with her boyfriend. At least the article doesn't say he was. But she did it. All righty then. So A as an apple was the correct answer for number 1. Going on to question 2. Reba Crow. Good evening. Hi, Will. Reba from Dunham Springs, Illinois. Good evening, Reba. Welcome to tonight's Dumb Criminal Trivia. We're moving on to question number 2. Question number 2. Jacob Horner decided to seek revenge. Another revenge upon his girlfriend who he would later marry. What? all because she overcooked his steak. He wanted it MR, which is medium rare, and she made it medium well, which is MW. What did he do? Did he A, he held her at gunpoint and made her make him another steak? B, he set her house on fire, an act of arson. C, he set her car on fire, obviously another act of arson. Or D, he sold nude photos of her to an undercover cop. Oh my. And she married this man. What did Jacob Horner do over an overcooked steak? It says it's A. What a dumb woman. Inner P's. There we go. E. He shot her while she was naked. Funny. Funny, Inner P's. I was waiting for that. I was like, where's the E? Oh, there's some real brilliant individuals on this list. There are some real brilliant ones. We've got C, we've got A. I'm back. My internet dropped out there for a minute. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Put the question back up. As I don't know anything about this case, I have no idea what the Einstein of stupidity did. Welcome, Gayla. I'm really sorry about that. The internet dropped out there for a minute. Like I said, I hope that doesn't happen again. I'll take E as well, says Love the Sun. A. What would somebody do over an overcooked steak? I mean, there's some people out there that just absolutely lose their mind. I've worked in the restaurant business, for quite a few years, when my younger years. And what someone considers medium rare, they consider, too undercooked. And then what people consider medium is what is actually medium, they consider medium rare. So, when people say that they want their steaks cooked a certain way, that's kind of, up in the air for judgment of what people really want. But there's a large difference between medium rare and medium well. So I'm cooking beef and bean burritos, Spanish rice, and salad. Oh, that sounds good, Gayla. Set the house on fire so everything gets well done. Blue rare, love the sun. I'm along that lines myself. I want it cooked, but I don't need it. I don't want it to like shoe leather. So I would say I'm probably myself. My preference is more medium rare to the rare side of medium rare. In Iowa, all meat is done well. Well done. Really? Ew. All right. Question number 2. What did Jacob Horner do to his girlfriend, who eventually became his wife, over an overcooked steak? Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is A as in apple. He held her at gunpoint and made her cook him another one. He was arrested for holding her hostage. because another family member reported it. She didn't want to press the charges, but they went ahead and pressed the charges anyways, and he took a plea deal. But he held her hostage at gunpoint and made her cook him another steak. And then she married him somewhere in there. I don't know if the marriage was before he took the plea or after the plea, but she still married him even though he did that to her. How come no one asks you how you want your chicken? Because undercooked poultry is usually a bad idea. It's a lot easier to get sick from undercooked poultry than anything else. And when it comes to the restaurant business, I can tell you firsthand, no one will. If somebody asks for an undercooked chicken or turkey or game hen or something along that line, whatever the meat might be, most restaurants won't even consider it. So, all right, next question. Question number 3. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Is that Chelsea? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Chelsea Lee is no stranger to local police, arrested dozens of times for petty, stupid crimes, sent to jail and back on the street to do something else dumb. What did she finally do to get herself a 10-year sentence? Was it A, expose herself on local news, B, hit a police officer with a closed fist, B, sold meth to a police officer in uniform, excuse me, D, brought a large amount of meth to the police station and asked if it was good? What did Chelsea Lee, I'm guessing that's Chelsea, I don't know without saying that right. What did this lady do? I guess D, B, D. Something a mob boss would do, says Cement Shoes. Let me see in my notes here if I have an actual year on that one. That was question number 2. Question number 2. Jacob Horner. (1976). Cement Shoes. That crime happened in 1976. So, I mean, it still could be a mob boss. Gayla Denson, all the above. Loitering, says, love the sun. Inner peas, loitering. E, loitering. I finally got her 10 years. When it comes to the criminal justice system, I'm sure Gayla and a lot of others out there. I don't know if anybody else is, actively in the thread right now on the stream can give you firsthand knowledge of this. But a lot of the criminal justice system, depending upon where you are in the United States, it's a revolving door. Just in for petty things and out and then back in for petty things. It's like the door just opens, they go out, they come back in, they go out, they come back in. A lot of people like that. That's when I was born. In 76, Cement Shoes. Well, you're still fairly young. 76. I know it seems like forever ago to you maybe, but 76 wasn't that long ago. As much as I've read and studied the criminal justice system during the COVID lockdown for everybody, apparently, and the rules afterwards, it's gotten a lot more laxed out there. Certain crimes they're not even pursuing anymore in certain parts of the United States. I can't speak for the entire world. It's like, theft, property thefts, and stuff like that, that happen. They're just like, yeah, you can look it up on YouTube. All right, what did Chelsea Lee due to finally get a 10-year sentence instead of, just the in and out revolving door back on the streets, experience that she had had before then. For question number 3, the correct answer is D as in dog. She brought her methamphetamines to the police department and asked, "Is this meth any good?" She wanted them to test her meth. Now, I'm overlooking my notes here. I do not see how much meth for that she actually brought into the police department. It just says a large amount of meth. She did this on April 23rd of last year. April 23rd. Yeah. Not that bright. But, I guess if anybody's going to be able to test the meth to see if it's good, it would probably be the police department. It's a crying shame. Good evening and welcome. Souls. Good evening, souls. Welcome to tonight's Dumb Criminal Trivia. I'm glad you're both here. I hope you both had a wonderful week. It's the weekend now. So kick back, put your feet up, and enjoy the trivia. All right, question number 4. Latavius Johnson, otherwise known as Big Mickey, thinks he's a master criminal. His actual arrest record says otherwise. Convicted 32 felonies. Oh my God. 5 felonies by the time he was 13. What did he admit to in open court while entering a plea for bad checks? Assuming for bad check writing. What did he admit in open court? Was it A, he killed several endangered animals? B, he was a frequent poacher, which is hunting for any type of animal or fishing out of season without the proper license? Or C, he stole a police car and sold it for parts? Or D, he purchased a gun used to commit a murder by another felon? Well, aren't you the bright one, Latavius? According to data scientists I've hired, if I keep saying D, I should expect it to be right 25% of the time. So D it is for Mr. Frosty. Rachel's going with C. Wow, this guy had 5 felonies by the age of 13. What a bright one. What a bright one he is. Question number 4. We got C, D, 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 and Mr. Frosty is D with several exclamation points. Mr. Frosty, money well spent. It's a crying shame. Insane. Oh, I was going through this list of people who, dumb criminals and crimes that they committed. I tried to take a look at and remove those who I thought may have been suffering from some type of either mental illness or mental health crisis at the time. Especially those who have a history of being incarcerated, and then having some period of time afterwards where they didn't commit crimes. And then you find those dumb criminals who commit crimes just so they can be sent to jail. Because, well, like it or not, the jails here in America have become the largest mental health services provider in America. We closed so many state hospitals. We kicked all the patients out who were in, and well, of course, then we saw huge booms in different areas, and now people commit crimes, so they know they can go to jail and actually get help. health coverage, mental health coverage, or medical coverage. It's sad, but it's true. Not everywhere, but it happens. There's a story here locally where I live, where a man, he needed surgery or something on his leg. I think he was a diabetic and he was afraid he was going to lose his leg, or somebody told him he was. So he committed a series of petty crimes and he waited there for the police to come, and then he admitted to it all because it was the only way to be incarcerated so he could actually get the medical health coverage that he needed. I think he was wrong or something. I remember something about that later on. He was wrong. He wasn't going to lose his leg. Advice to any future cops: never leave your keys in your police car. That's good advice. It's good advice for a lot of people too. Just watched that thing that happened down in Florida, where those was it one kid died and another kid, I don't know if he made it or not, but they didn't expect him to live. And the one driver, he survived. They had stolen a Mayon, whatever, some kind of high luxury car, and got and crashed it and rolled it. And that was because someone left their keys in their car. All right. Question number 4. What did Latavius Johnson, Big Mickey, do? What did he admit to in open court? Question number 4. The correct answer is C as in cat. C as in cat. That he stole a police car and sold it for parts. I actually think all drugs and everything they have done has only made it worse, not better. All the drugs. We'll have to wait. It's a crying shame to see what the policies are, and how they've actually affected either increase in crime or decrease in crime. I mean, and when it comes to people who commit dumb crimes like this, you can bet most of, if not all, these people were under the influence of alcohol, as opposed to other stupid illegal drugs. See, they left their keys in the car. I know well. All right, question number 5. Aaron Morrison needed a good hard drink. Problem was, he was completely broke. So he decided to steal a bottle from one of the local stores. When police arrived to take the report, he was found less than 200 yards away. What was the one piece of evidence that really sealed the deal? He was the person who stole the bottle. Is it A, him smiling on store video? B, he gave his number to the clerk when he asked her out? Or C, he dropped his wallet near the bottles? Or D, he was drunk, had the bottle, and admitted to it all? What was the one thing that sealed the deal on Aaron Morrison's arrest for pinching a bottle, stealing a bottle of liquor? Okie dokie, you're good, sweetheart. We're only on question number 5 out of 15. And welcome to tonight's dumb criminal trivia. I hope you had a wonderful week. B, a total guess, says it's a crying shame. We have a C, a D. Mr. Frosty, you're going to guess D for everyone. I mean, 25%, right? You have a 25%. I don't know if that's real or not. I mean, that's what you put in the comment section. Okie dokie is all right. I'll guess C. C, he dropped his wallet near the bottles. Inner peas. What is she gonna come up with? E for what? Aaron Morrison. I mean, I think we all had those days. Ooh, E. He was hanging out with Wayne and Garth. Wayne's World, party on. Excellent. He left his lip prints. Can I expect a big Halloween? Wow. How? Show? Well, for Halloween, I'm doing a premiere video. We're all gonna watch a movie together online. I had to fight for almost 2 years with YouTube and some a-hole who decided that he wanted to claim that he had the copyrights to this movie when he didn't. And I am the only one who has the rights to show it on YouTube now until somebody else wants to. And then YouTube will match it and say, this guy has shown it first. Why don't you talk to him? And of course, I will allow anyone to show it after that because it is in the free domain. No one owns the copyrights to it. The movie studio decided not to renew the copyrights of it, and I knew it, and I won. So we're going to watch that on Halloween. But we get to chat along with watching the movie at the same time, kind of like this. Instead of a slideshow in front of you, you're gonna see the actual movie, and I'll be in the little corner in the corner, on screen. Are you going to do it on Halloween night or the Friday evening before? Rachel, it will be on Halloween night because my wife is off work that night and does not have anything so she'll be with my little man, to take him trick or treating or whatever, or just to hand out candy. She'll be at home. So I'll be here in my studio on Halloween night. All right. What was the one thing that got him caught? The correct answer to question 5, ladies and gentlemen, is B as in boy. They caught him on video. They didn't know who he was until the clerk had overseen the video, and she's like, oh, I know who he is. He gave me his name and number and asked me out on a date. But he was caught on video actually stealing the bottle, but they didn't know that it was him. And then the cops, well, as soon as they had the phone number and the name, they walked outside and they remember seeing this guy sitting about 200 yards away from the building, completely smashed off his butt. I think he may have an alcohol problem because this wasn't his only arrest. And by the way, this is in the United Kingdom. This took place. So, Aaron Morrison. All right, question number 6. Mark, Dave, and Scotty Fermenter, I think that's how you pronounce it. Oh well, albeit brothers, are not dealing with a full deck of cards. One night, while they had been drinking at a local pub, closing time came and they wanted more. Mark and Scotty worked for a local business and they figured they could break in and get some quick cash and then buy more beer. When they broke in, what did they find? A, an ongoing memorial for a local canine officer. B, an empty building. They broke into the wrong building. Or C, their boss mopping the floor, or D, an ongoing memorial for their own father? D for a deck. Rachel's going with D as well. Cement shoes, A. Cement. All right, I guess cement shoes changed to C. Mark, Dave, and Scotty. Different names. Fermentor. I think that's fermenter. I'm not sure. I'm terrible with names. C, B. Says purple. Carol Miller. Good evening, Carol. Welcome to Dumb Criminal Trivia Night. Ooh, I just realized I don't have myself in my little box in the corner. There. Hello. Got to put myself in my little corner. A poker game. What did they find when they broke into Mark and Scotty's business? Well, not their business, but where they worked. What did they find? Just because I like the idea. Hi, Will. Okie dokie is going with A. Love the sun. D. Welcome. Not the brightest of individuals. People do the dumbest things under the influence of alcohol, besides getting on the wheel of a car. Good evening, Starfire. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you've had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are currently on question 6 of 15. Mark, David, and Scotty Fermentor, albeit brothers, are not dealing with a full deck of cards. One night, while they had been drinking at a local pub, closing time came and they wanted more. Mark and Scotty worked for a local business. They figured they could break in and get some quick cash, then buy more beer. When they broke in, what did they find? What did they find when they broke into where they work? Mark and Scotty. Wonder where Dave works, or if Dave works at all. What did they find when they broke into their work? Question number 6. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer for question 6. What did they find when they broke into where they worked? The correct answer is they found a memorial. And no, it wasn't for a canine officer. It was an ongoing memorial for their own father. It was being hosted by their aunt and extended family members. And when they broke in, everybody thought, oh, you're finally here. They had been waiting for them to show up all night. But they had forgotten that the memorial was that night, and they broke into the work, and they're like, yeah, we just got here. But they came in through the back door of the business, not knowing that the memorial was going on. Stuff, I will interpose cement shoes and checkers. Oh my God. But they forgot there was a memorial for their own father ongoing. So D as in dog is the correct answer. You can chalk that one up as a correct answer for you again there, Mr. Frosty. D was the correct one on this one. All right, there's the question number 7. Go ahead and say it. It was D. It was D, Mr. Frosty. It was D. Question 7. Some people love to talk when they've been drinking, while others just like to sit back and listen to the stories. Well, it says the stories. It should only could be one. Stephen, Bevelli isn't a listener. He loved to brag about crimes. What crime did he brag about that finally got him, should be him. I should proofread these more, in federal pen? Was it A, did he brag about and get, us caught for check fraud? Was it B, wire fraud? C, bank robbery? Or D, arson of a federal courthouse? So I know that what's on the screen is wrong. So let's just read that again, see if we can make some more sense out of it. Some people love to talk when they've been drinking, while others like to sit back and listen to their stories. Stephen Ravelli isn't a listener. He loves to brag about his crimes. What crime was he bragging about that finally got him in federal pen? That makes more sense. Flows a lot better, except for the and his instead of him. Beep beep. I make mistakes. I'm only human. Mr. Frosty, are you sure you're going with D? I kid you. I just think it's funny that I don't know if that's true. I know I'm going to look that up after this and see if it can be. See, 25%, huh? Wait, one. I'm not going to say that the answer key may actually support it or not. Maybe it's true. Maybe it is 25%. Okie dokie says, I'll guess D. It's a crying shame going with Z. It's not a clue. I'll guess A, D, C. Got a little bit of everything. E, his ancestral link is Foster Brooks. Not a clue. What did Stephen, or Stephen, I guess would be, it's not Stephen. I don't know. Bravelli, Bravelli, like the, sometimes I research, stories and, crimes, and I have to put the name into Google, to have Google say the name back to me. And then I'll try to find like news articles, like news stories, and actually hear how the anchors, pronounce their names, because I'm liable to get it wrong. F, whore white after Labor Day, says Cement Shoes. Wore white after Labor Day. Is that really a crime? I hear that sometimes. It's in the back of my mind that people say that. Oh, you can't wear white after Labor Day. I don't know if that's really a crime. I mean, maybe it's a fashion crime. I'm not exactly, a fashionista. All right, question 7. What did he do that finally got him sentenced to the federal penitentiary? For question 7, the correct answer is C, bank robbery. Question 7. Look at my notes on this one. All right. While in the pub, he often bragged about about crimes that he had committed. Dee Parks, good evening and welcome. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us. But he often bragged about little crimes here and there. But he often mentioned a series of bank robberies that him and his partner had taken part in. They were robberies of Chase banks, in another state. And finally, one night he was, bragging about this in the bar, and the person who was listening said, "I wonder if this is true," and turned him in. Thanks, Will, for researching these crimes for Trivia Night. You're welcome, Love the Sun. I appreciate it. I have fun doing this. I was trying to remove the little drops in the screen. It turns out it was the arrow of the cursor. Sorry. Moving it over here. I have to go back and forth between the two screens. I have to move it over to one screen to move the chat up and down, and then I have to move it over to the other screen to move it to the next question. Ah, my bad. See you guys later. Thank you, Will. Gayla, you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for stopping in tonight. Question 8. For the 28th time on June 20th, 2000, James Powell was arrested again for what crime? Was it A, public intoxication, B, public nudity, C, theft from a thrift store donation bin, or D, filing a false police report about being abducted by aliens? What was he arrested for the 28th time for on June 20th, 2000? James Powell. D, D, C, D, D, D. We've got a lot of D's. A lot of people think so for being abducted by aliens. B, public nudity. Question number 8. D, 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 B, C? Question mark? Says okie dokie. I've never been so sure. E, his bad impersonation of Mork from Ork. Nanu, Nanu, their inner peas. Nanu, Nanu. I used to love that show, Mork and Mindy. That was one of my favorites, Mork and Mindy. Of course, I also liked The Great American, Hero, too. And I don't know, they don't make TV shows like that anymore. Then again, they probably make good television shows nowadays. I just don't ever watch television anymore. Mork calling Orson. Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson. What'd you do this time, Mork? Mork, Robin Williams was a comic genius. Yes, he was. In many, many ways. You look back on Robin Williams' life, and a horrifically tragic ending to it. But I'm here to tell you, if you actually sit down and study and read about comedians, the Jerry Seinfelds, the Robin Williams, then you go back to some of the great stand-up comics of all time, the Rodney Dangerfields, people like that. Every one of them, they have something in their past that comedy was an escape from, either abuse, neglect, both, drugs, alcohol. It was something in their lives that the comedy was an escape for. The greatest American hero, he got alien suit but lost the instructions. Do you read me, Orson? All right. What was James Powell arrested for the 28th time on June 20th, 2000? Or religion, says okie dokie. Yeah, they may be escaping religion as well. Religious, brainwashing pressures of the home life. Maybe they were escaping that as well. But what was James Powell arrested for on June 20th, 2020 for the 28th time? The correct answer, Mr. Frosty, the correct answer for question 8 is D, as in dog. I will go ahead and say it now, Mr. Frosty. The correct answer is D, as in dog. Filing a false police report about being abducted by aliens. He filed a police report about being abducted by aliens over and over again, and he was eventually committed to a state hospital, but he was released, and they said he was actually of sound mind, and he kept on doing it over and over again because he wanted the attention that the police and local media originally shined upon him, and he wanted people to pay attention to him basically, but he kept on doing it. And apparently this guy is really big into UFOs, and a lot of people know him from different conventions that take place all around the United States, about aliens and abductions and stuff like that. And he's willing to tell anybody about his UFO abductions, if anybody will listen. I don't know if he's ever done anything else, but he was arrested 28 times. That was his last arrest, by the way, for filing a false police report. I guess they got to the point where, after that one, they said, that's enough. We're just not going to go out and humor this guy anymore. Wish they'd come now. Woo woo, Mr. Frosty. Hell yeah. All right, moving over to the other screen here. Question number 9. Sadly, this happens more than once. This has happened more than once. Boston, Massachusetts. Gilbert Pebset, an elderly 96-year-old man, was walking home from a local corner store when a teenager knocked him over and stole his wallet. A bystander ran after the man and got the wallet back after a brief struggle and fistfight. What happened next? A, the bystander was arrested for assault. B, Gilbert Pebset blamed the wrong man for the theft. C, the nice elderly man died from his injuries. Or D, the bystander died from his injuries. What happened next in this story? Wasn't there an old man who robbed a bank and waited for cops because he didn't want to live with his wife anymore? I think I heard something like that, okie dokie. A, C, A. I think I've heard a story, something like that, about a man who robbed a bank and and didn't want to be with his wife anymore. I think that was not too long ago, at least in my memory. I mean, heck, it could have been 5 years ago, but I think it was pretty recently, at least in my mind. If it was tragic, I'll guess D. What happened in this story? This one took place in Boston, Mass. Now, if you Google this, you will also find a story out of New York City. And New York City, get a rope. There's also another one. I think it was out of Austin or someplace in Texas. But there are like 2 or 3 different ones that I found online referencing this. Question number 9. all of these would be heartbreaking. That's true, Rachel. Definitely heartbreaking. Any of these is a heartbreaking outcome. Guess all of the above. Well, I hope it's not all the above, or I would hope there would be none of these. Inner peas, they all went to Cheers and had a drink. Everybody wants to go someplace where everybody knows your name. My friends always called me the Cliff Clavin of our group, because I know 10,000 useless facts about everything. nothing a lot about anything. We got C.A. Norm. How's it shaking, Norm? That'd be better if I had a beer in front of me, says Norm. Cheryl. Alan. I think that's Alan. I don't have my glasses on. I think that's two L's. Alan. Good evening, Cheryl. Welcome to tonight's trivia. I hope you had a wonderful week. Hello, Cliff was the best one on Cheers. Well, I think each of them. I like the not so well, Carla's a badass, but I was going to say the Woody Harrelson character. He always played it off like he didn't know what was really going on, but I think Woody knew a lot about more what was going on than he led on to on the show. But everybody had their role. It had to be that group. The only one I didn't like was the character Diane. But how's life treating you, Norm? Life's a dog's treats a fire hydrant. All right. Question number 9. The correct answer is A as in apple. The bystander was arrested for assault and battery upon the man who stole the wallet. He was arrested, and the perpetrator later arrested. He got away initially, according to my note. And when he was arrested, he said he was going to sue him for the damages and for emotional distress or something, but he never did. But the charges against the bystander were eventually dropped in this case out of Boston, Massachusetts. But A as in apple was the correct answer. Couldn't stand Diane. I am so happy nobody died. So am I. That's 2 of us there. All right. Question number 10. This is a long one. I had to condense it down, so I'm sorry if it's hard to read. All right. Roger Williams worked on and off as a con artist and a semi-professional lookalike for country western singer Garth Brooks. Between scam and lookalike jobs, Mr. Williams needed a place to stay. He walked in one day to the Hilton Hotel in Austin, Texas, and said he had a reservation and was Garth Brooks. They quickly handed him a key, and he went to the room and partied. Not knowing 2 days later, Garth Brooks' manager would be staying there, and the real Garth Brooks as well. Was Roger Williams in the room when they arrived? The options are A, no, he was in another room staying with a lady of the night. You can guess what that means. Yes, he was there and he was asleep. No, he was long gone and no one has seen him since. Or D, yes, he was there, but he was dead in the shower. This is not the first time that somebody has pretended to be somebody else. It happens a lot more with rock stars Everybody from the Who to the '80s, Motley Crue members, people who pretended to be members of Motley Crue to gain favors, free drinks or dinners. It happens a lot. Not as much anymore, but it probably still happens. People are like, oh my gosh, we're in the midst of somebody's popular, someone famous. Excuse me, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cough into the microphone. Did I put Darth or Garth? Garth or Darth, whichever. Garth Brooks. Purple was going with B and D. He was there asleep, and he was dead in the shower. Love the Sun's going with A. He was there with a lady of the night. Sun and Shoes, B. He was asleep. Diana Bowman. Good evening, Diana. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us tonight. He was in the theater impersonating Elvis. I know a guy who used to be he was a clown, a professional clown. He actually went to clown college, like Barlow and Bailey's or some kind of clown college. But he was a clown, by professional trade. But he looked a lot like Penn, as in Penn and Teller. Penn Jillette, I think it is his last name. He looked an awful lot like Penn. And people used to think that it was him, especially since Penn, and Gillette, both of them, do sleight of hand, and they do some juggling and stuff like that. But people used to always get this guy confused with Penn. Think he was Penn Jillette. I'm pretty sure the last name is Gillette. I watched the movie where John Malkovich pretended to be Stanley Kubrick. It was good, assuming this isn't a false memory. Being John Malkovich. I hope B. Yes, dead asleep in the shower, says Purple. Oh, hope B, but D sounds awful. Roger Williams. What? Was he there? Was he not there? Was he dead? Was he asleep? Or was he with a lady of the night? What was Roger doing? All right, question 10. The correct answer is A as in apple. He was very much alive. He was in another room in the hotel with a lady of the night. She had her own room, and he was there with her. The room that they had given him the card to, he had absolutely trashed that room, and in like the span of like 2 days. But he was arrested, and he did pay back the hotel for all the charges. And when Garth Brooks' manager and Garth Brooks eventually showed up, they just put them in another suite at the same hotel. But he trashed the place. I don't know if he's still out there doing, look-alike impersonation or whatever of Garth Brooks, but I wasn't able to find anything on him after that. But he was with a lady of the night. I wonder if she was a lady in red. Lady in red. For some reason, it just pops in my head. That song. Always a D student. Sorry. Question number 11, ladies and gentlemen. How many times must one person confess to a crime before the police really believe they did it? Stanton Meeks confessed to setting a Southern Baptist church on fire. Police said he didn't do it. because his mommy said he was 100 miles away. How many times did Stanton Meeks confess to setting this church on fire before they actually said, yeah, all right, you did it? There was it 10 times, 15 times, 5 times, or was it 4? How many times? I did it. I did do it. You ain't got shit on me. B. How many times did he confess to setting the Southern Baptist Church on fire to the police? And they didn't believe him because his mommy said he wasn't there. He was 100 miles away. Okie dokie, I'll guess D. 4 times. E. 70 times 7 times. I've met one arsonist in my lifetime. He was just a teenager, though. Really young, confused kid. Loved to set fires, though. Hope he got help. I don't know whatever happened to the kid. He just kind of disappeared. I'm sure that they probably put him away someplace because everybody knew he liked to set fires. Diana is going with 15. Cement is going with A for 10. Did they forgive him every time? How many times must one person confess to a crime before the police really believe they did it? Stanton Meeks confessed to setting the Southern Baptist Church on fire. Police said he didn't do it because his mommy said he was 100 miles away. The correct answer, sorry, Mr. Frosty, it's not D this time. It is C as in cat. 5 times. He confessed to setting the Southern Baptist Church on fire. Now, the fire did not destroy the entire church. Well, I remember him. And where's number 11? Okay. It did not destroy the entire church itself, but did do about $35,000 in structural damage to the church. The church was closed for about 12 months. And while they rehabbed it, another local church allowed them to use theirs for their congregation, so they could still have services. So another church, said, okay, you guys can use our church in the meantime. We'll have our services now. You guys have yours then. So they had them at separate times. You ain't got shit on me, says Mr. Frosty again. I like the P's answer better. But he confessed to it 5 times. Is it Mel Stiller's birthday? Happy birthday. Let me bring the microphone in closer here. All right, everybody. It's Mel Stiller's birthday. So let's all sing Mel Stiller happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mel Stiller. Happy birthday to You happy birthday, Mel. But he confessed to setting the fire 5 times, and they didn't believe him because his mommy said it didn't happen. He was 100 miles away, or well, it didn't happen. He didn't do it. Oh, it's our pleasure, Mel. Happy birthday, and here's to another year of happiness. All right, question 12. I have a famous name, William Finley. Which one of these is not something another person with my name is famous for? Question 12. I have a famous name, William Finley. Which one of these is not something another person with my name is famous for? Is it A, Irish born politician in Canada? B, an Irish Dutch American actor? C, an Irish mayor of Albany, Australia? D, a train robber of the Southern Train Line, rail line? Submit choose. We'll be right back. E, the invention of spaghetti. I wonder who invented spaghetti. Probably, it probably comes down to something we wouldn't think of. We'd all like say like, oh, the Italians. But it's probably like the Chinese or something. I'm going with E, Mr. Rogers' elephant. Mr. Rogers' elephant. Donna M. Good evening, Donna M. Welcome to Stupid Criminal Trivia. Hope you had a wonderful week, Donna. Purple is going with C. Starfire is going with C. Mr. Frosty is going with D again. I have a famous name, William Finley. Which of these is not something another person with my name is famous for? Hi there, and thanks. I did. Good. It's good. Okie dokie is going to go with C, an Irish mayor from Albany, Australia. Diana is going with A, an Irish born politician from Canada. Mel Stiller, would that be Mr. Snuffleupagus from Sesame Street? Hi there, big bird. I got the Sesame Street song in my head. Oh no. How do I get rid of that? I have a famous name, William Finley. Which one of these is not something another person with my name is famous for? Irish born politician, an Irish Dutch American actor, an Irish mayor from Albany, Australia, or D, a train robber of the Southern Train Rail Line? Sweeping the clouds away. Down to Sesame Street. Sesame Street. I always liked Oscar, and I understand why he's grouchy. I mean, you'd be grouchy too if you lived in a garbage can. All right, question 12. I have a famous name, William Finley. Which one of these is not something another person with my name is famous for? Drum roll, please. The correct answer is D as in dog. D as in dog. Train robber of the Southern Train Rail Line. All of the other ones are true. There has been a famous politician from Canada named William Finley, an American actor with over 3 decades of acting experience with my name, from America, the Irish Dutch heritage though. Um, and there was a mayor of Albany, Australia named William Finley. D is incorrect because there was a William Finley who was actually president of the Southern Train Rail Line from 1906 to 1913. He was the president of the actual rail line itself. His name was William Finley, spelled the same way. All of them spelled the same way. William Finley, like mine. Stormy night and not even a star in sight. Can you tell me how to get to? Just look at an earlier answer I gave. But there's a lot of people out there with my name, who've been famous. There's even a baseball player who once played, I think, shortstops, the shortstop position or second base. I can't remember which, but he was a baseball player in the Negro League, which, unfortunately, was before, was during segregation of baseball, Major League Baseball in America. All right, question 13. David Hawthorne needed a new laptop for school. Well, at least that's his story. Stealing a laptop from a display at Best Buy, he figured no one would notice until Geek Squad and the police showed up. He was caught because of what sneaky tool? Robbed a TFC bank, I think, in Chicago era in 2003. Will is short for William. Yes, it is, Mel. I've always gone by Will or Bill. Well, it depends on the friend, but most people has always referred to me as Will. I had another friend whose name is Bill, and his name was William as well, but everybody called him Bill. And instead of saying, and you walked into a group of friends, and you said Bill, and the two of us would turn, and it made it easier for one to be called Bill and one to be called Will. So, all right, what sneaky tool caught him? Was it a free technical support help from Geek Squad, a sticker on the bottom of the laptop? Was it B, a credit application he had filled out at Best Buy moments before the theft? Was it C, free online fraud software installed on the computer? Or was it D, his phone call to the store asking if they sold a charger for this brand new model that was display only and hadn't been sold in stores yet? What sneaky tool tripped him up and got him caught for this theft? Thanks for the answer, Will. No problem. Alexa. It's a good thing I had to look around and go, I don't have Alexa in here. I mean, I got Alexa on my phone, but I don't have the Alexa in here anymore. I used to. Warning, I'm typing with my iPad. I'm about to commit Aside, this gadget has been driving me bananas. I took my mother-in-law over to Best Buy, to the Geek Squad. She was having so many problems with her computer, her laptop, and she was absolutely furious with the things. She's like, "I'm gonna have to buy a new one. This thing is just a piece of junk." And they went over there, and within like 15 minutes, they had cleaned, all the like the junk files and everything else, and and repartitioned the hard drive and whatever. I mean, the thing worked like it was brand new within like 15 minutes. I think it cost her like $70 though, but at $70 is a heck of a lot, less than buying a new laptop. Today I went over and dug sprinkler lines with her because she's replacing sprinkler lines in the back part of her property. A bunch of them had burst, and when the city had come through to do some maintenance on a telephone pole that's in the back part of her property, and driving it over with them in the machinery, they crushed the lines. Excuse me. You really hope it's D. Excuse me. Mel's going with D. Starfire D. David Hawthorne needed a new laptop for school. Well, at least that's his story. Stealing a laptop from the display at Best Buy. Figured no one would notice until Geek Squad and the police showed up. He was caught because of what sneaky tool? Ladies and gentlemen, David Hawthorne was caught because of the C as in cat, free online fraud software installed on the computer. He had gone in and he had tried to access the fraud software, and it was registered to Best Buy. The antivirus software, fraud software that was involved, that was installed on there, he tried to change it to him, and they notified him of where the location was of the laptop, because he had typed in his address and everything right in there and trying to register it to himself. But C as in cat is the correct answer for number 13. All right, going on to number 14. If I can find it, there it is. Number 14. Sometimes you just have to leave the kids at home, especially if you're a criminal. It's not a good idea to take them to work with you. Also, make a mental note of what you have on you when you do crimes. What did Marshona Turner forget when he robbed Petsmart? Was it A, his gun, B, his wallet, C, his kid, or D, his car keys? What did he forget? DD. I don't have a laptop. I have a netbook. It's like, kind of like a Chromebook, but a little bit bigger than a Chromebook. I take that thing just about everywhere with me. Take it in the car, it's in my truck. I have it in a like a laptop bag. I take it. I mean, I really do. I take it at just about everywhere. Except for the golf course. I don't take it there. His brains, okie dokie. His kid, C. Purple's going with C as well. Teddy is going with C. His brain, it says Mel Stiller E. And Starfire is going with C as well. But the thing is just so much handier, and it's easier to type on than my cell phone. Unfortunately, the only thing that I don't like about the netbook that I have is the camera on it. You can't really stream with it or use the camera. I think it shoots in like 486 or something like that, some low resolution. Well, compared to the 4G, that most of my cameras shoot in. If those Geek Squad posers would have known shit from Sinanola, answer would have been D. From the Sinanola cartel. Mr. Frosty's going with D on this one. Cheryl is going with C. Sometimes you just have to leave the kids at home, especially if you're a criminal. It's not a good idea to take them to work with you. Also, make a mental note of what you have on you when you do crimes. What did Marshona Turner forget when he robbed Petsmart? Cement Shoes is back. What did he forget when he robbed Petsmart? Cement Shoes is going with his kid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for a question, his Chihuahua. His Chihuahua. A Taco Bell dog. Question number 14. The correct answer is C, as in cat. His son. He left his 5-year-old little boy behind after he robbed Petsmart. Got the money from the register after robbing him, ran out of the store to his car, to do his getaway. Got about halfway through the parking lot and realized that he forgot his damn kid. Forgot his kid. Why would you take your kid to an armed robbery? I don't know. Not a good idea. Question number 15. This is last question. Let's take a selfie. Bruce Burnett had his car broken into by Charles and Mitchell Lawgrass. They took selfies in front of their mama's house on Bruce's cell phone, then plugged it in to charge. What did they tell the police when they came to the house and why the phone was there? Was it A, they know Bruce and he sold it to them? B, they confessed to the crime and several others police did not know about yet? Or was it C, they said Bruce traded it for crack and showed the officers the crack to convince them that this was what happened? Or was it D, they played dumb and said they didn't know how it got there? Father of the Year for sure. Got to teach them kids to keep up. What a dad, right? They robbed this guy, stole his broke into his car, and stole his cell phone. What did they tell the police when they showed up at the house? C, because it's completely dumb. So we got C and C so far. The last question of the night. What could they have possibly told the police? They tell them that Bruce sold it to him. Bruce traded it for crack. They confessed to the crime, or they played dumb. These kids have got to learn. E, they said Kim Kardashian made them do it. It is October 14th, 2022, ladies and gentlemen. You can mark me safe as never seen a single episode of the Kardashians. Never seen a single episode. I mean, sure, I know who they are. Couldn't name them all, but I know who, at least, Kim and Chloe are by, just because of how many times they come up on social media. But I've never watched a single episode of it. Love the Sun and Purple are both going with D. You either, Mel or Rachel? Never seen it. There's a lot of other things I'd rather spend my time on. I mean, people like the shows like that. They like reality TV. I don't know how realistic it is, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I've never watched it. That's a badge of honor, Will. Me either. Yuck, says Starfire. Purple, me either. Neither. Smith Shoes is going with C. There's a lot of good TV, that's been out there. I haven't seen. If I do watch TV, most of the time it's it's either Discovery Channel, History Channel, channels like that. I mean, there is some garbage, programming on there, or I just watch Netflix. Hey, there one thing I learned from Bruce Lee. Reality TV is chronic diarrhea. Me too, Will. No Kardashians for me. Handmaid's Tale is good. I haven't seen The Handmaid's Tale either. I've seen some clips of it though that come across on Instagram or the when you're on Facebook, you can pick reels, Facebook reels. That's like a mix of like TikTok and Instagram videos and stuff like that. I try to watch YouTube Shorts, but the YouTube Shorts just keep on, for some reason, they keep on recommending me videos that I would never watch. I have no interest in. I don't know if it's because of the way my different accounts are structured, but they keep on YouTube Shorts. They're like 60-second, videos, kind of like TikTok or videos. And most of the ones that they suggest to me that are on Shorts are either makeup tutorial, hair, and makeup, or like life hacks. Okay. Most of them I'm not interested in. All right, question number 15. What did they say to the police when they showed up about Bruce's phone being at their home? When they showed up, they told the officers that Bruce sold them the phone. A as in apple. They said that Bruce had actually sold them the phone, and that's how they got the phone. And said, you better go back and talk to Bruce because Bruce sold us this phone. It's based on Margaret Atwood's novel of the same name. Watch cooking shows, okie dokie. Oh, there's a rabbit hole that I could go down, okie dokie, for quite a long time. On the Cooking Network, I watch like Alton Brown, Cook's Country, shows like that. I mean, I love Cook's Country. I think I have just about every season of it on DVD. Cops. I haven't watched Cops in a long time. I used to watch was it Police or something like that. It was another like spin-off of Cops. They used to be in different jurisdictions around the United States, but they don't show it anymore here. The local affiliate news, like local channels. But that was the all 15 of the questions for tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Bad Boys, what you gonna do? Used to watch Rachel Ray when she did 30-minute meals. Rachel Ray was good. I actually have a set of her pans in the house. They're obviously my wife picked them out. They're Rachel Ray's cookware, but they're purple pans. They're all non-stick. Used to have a good magazine. I'm glad you had fun, Rachel. Love the sun. Thanks, Will. Love the trivia night when I can attend. By the way, your mods, inner peas, and cement shoes are the best. They are. I mean, we've got some really great people here. I don't just want to shout out the mods. I want to shout out everybody for being here. We keep this civilized and and moving along. We all have fun. At least I hope we do. You have the purple ones, okie dokie. We have everything except for the Dutch oven because I already have. I'm pretty sure she bought it because I already have a set of Dutch ovens that are cast iron. Quite a while. I have lots to choose in Netflix in Canada. I watched one episode or the first part. I think I watched the whole thing on Jeffrey Dahmer. I keep on saying I'm going to go back and watch the rest of it. I just haven't had a chance to yet. Busy week, and then most of this week, I mean, I haven't had the internet, like I was saying earlier. So, I mean, I was like, I would shoot a video and then I had to drive into town and then upload it and then use YouTube's own basic editor to put them together. So, but we got internet back. So, obviously I'm here now. They did a temporary fix. They called it a jump or something like that. For some reason, the switch or something that is coming in is wrong, bad. So they jumped it from one to the other, so the signal continues. I asked him, I go, so like jumper cables, kind of like that. He's like, well, it's fiber optic, and he goes, basically, you're jumping the light from going from one to the other, so it continues around the switch. So the switch won't actually turn it off in case it's overloaded. I just couldn't watch the Dahmer miniseries. Well, I'm glad you had fun, okie dokie. If you're taking off, you have a wonderful weekend. Night, inner peas and cement shoes. Purple, good night. Thank you again. But I will at some point. I think the last thing I watched on Netflix that was more interesting to me. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like Death Row Stories. That was the last thing that I watched on Netflix that interested me and where I watched all of it. But we'll see. We'll see where summer's done. Kind of getting into that part of the year now where it's not so hectic for me. That will. love tonight. Well, thank you, Purple. You have a good one. Thumbs up. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed tonight's trivia. I really appreciate it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap that up there. Let you all go on to enjoy the rest of your Friday evening and your weekend. Thank you so much for this great live. Will, really enjoyed your trivia nights, even if I shaved a good score. Hey, that's all it's about. It's just having fun, Mel. We all have to have fun. Enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and just see if you can figure out the answers. That's all it's about. It's no competition between anybody, just for fun. Everyone, you all have a great night, and thank you again for stopping in tonight. And you all have a terrific weekend. Thank you again. Party on, Wayne and Garth.